So, you found the wig that you like. You liked the style, you liked the color, and you pulled the trigger and you bought it. You get it, and what do you do next? Stay tuned. Hi, it's Barbara. Welcome back to my wig gig. Today I am going to show you a few ways that you can style a wig that you just got and you haven't really experienced it before, so you're not sure what to do. You want to make it your own. You want to maybe put the part on the side that you prefer, because sometimes they have a part on the other side that you don't wear your hair that way. Anyway, one of the things you can do is just simple finger styling. That is what I did with this. This is Ainsley, and this is the color Harlow Blonde. I am going to do some styling on Ainsley in Moonlit Orchid, and I'll also show you a couple other colors that Ainsley comes in, so you can maybe get an idea of what they actually look like too on a real person. So, first things first, you need some tools, but until you can afford to buy them, you're going to want to do just some simple finger styling. You can just pull your fingers through the hairs to try and pull her into place. Now, she doesn't always just stay there, and she's going to fall in your face. So, some good things to try. You can use something like a conditioner, detangler, something of that nature. And you can just do a little bit of a spray on her. And you can go back with those fingers and just do that finger styling. Now, I like my hair pulled away from my face. I don't like so much of it in my face. I have an oval shaped face, so I can wear bangs or I can wear longer swept bangs. I don't particularly care for it all the way down, but that's my preference, that's my comfort zone. But as you can see, I'm just kind of finger styling with my fingers and pulling my fingers through the fibers and actually pulling that conditioner that I put there. And not bad. Now, another thing that you can do is what's called walking the wig. I learned this from Patty at Patty's Pearls. And you just twist that hair and then you kind of push it up with your fingers. So again, I'm going to do that on this side. And I'm going to grab hairs as I go down the shafts here. And I'm twisting it, and I just kind of put my fingers up through it, and there she is. Perfect. So the other things you want to consider when you want to style a wig is maybe you want to put some curl into it. Maybe it's a curlier wig and you want to straighten it out a little bit. You can do a couple different things to straighten out a curly wig. You could put her in a sink of warm water. I'm not saying hot, but warm water. And you could just give her a rinse there, and that'll help relax some of those curls if you have curls. This happens to be a straight wig, and so for me, I like the style. I always liked her just the way she is, but I have her in a couple other colors, and I want to try some different things on her. So let's take and do some styling. Now, before we do that, I want to show you some of the tools that maybe you might already have, and you can use those. First thing would be something like a curling iron. Inexpensive, doesn't have to be expensive. Just make sure that you have something that has a low setting, or in this case with this Hot Shots tool, it allows me to figure what that temperature is going to be, and I can set it. I love this one. It has one called 330 degrees. So I stay under 350 degrees because you don't want to go over that with any heat-friendly fiber wigs. You don't want to use these tools on a non-heat-friendly fiber wig. You only want to use it on heat-friendly style wigs like Ainsley here. She has an HF fiber, which is tremendous to work with. So keep that in mind. You probably already have things like this in your arsenal. Another thing to try is an airbrush. You can get an inexpensive one also. I found this one at one of the retail. I got it at Walmart. I found it and I'm like, this is great. This actually comes with another bigger brush on it, but the nice thing about this is it's easily workable in your hands. It's got a cord that twists around so you don't get that all tangled up. It's got an off and a low and a high, and generally, and also it's got two temperature settings on this. This one happens to have 125 and 250. I've put it at 250 and I just put it on low when I use it so that I'm not getting too hot with it, but I'm going to get result with it. So there's another tool that you want to consider. Then there's something like a steamer. Now they make one specifically for wigs, but I found this one and I'm pleased enough with it because I actually steam my clothes too when I have some wrinkles in them. But I'm very thoughtful about how I use this and apply it towards the wig because the steam does come out here and it can get pretty hot. So I generally am just going to use it at a little bit more of a distance when I use steam. Steam is your friend with your heat-friendly wigs. Actually, you can use it on non-heat-friendly wigs as well, but you have to be very, very careful because you don't want to melt that fiber from the heat of the steam. Then you want to get yourself something like a cork head and a stand, or you can use something like this type of stand that you can put on a table, on a countertop. You can use a styrofoam head and you simply place that on, and then you're going to slide that onto the countertop and you're going to tighten it up. And it's a really nice tool to use for when you want to work on your wigs and you're not using your own head. You're going to use that and you can see what you're going to get as a result in your styling. Another thing you want to consider are things like brushes, combs. Let's get this out. So I have a menagerie of things that I use. I use, of course, my wide tooth comb, and that's something that I also carry in my purse so that when I'm out and I just want to give my hair just a little bit of a comb, perfect, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. I'll use a paddle brush now and then on longer wigs that I need to get tangles out of. Always start at the bottom, very gently, pull through any tangles that you have. I find that if I lay my wig out on a flat surface like a table, and usually at the nape of the neck is where you get a lot of wear because of the friction from your clothes and such. I just will lay that on the table and use my paddle brush and just gently pull some of those tangles out. When I'm working with my wigs, I use things like a comb that has the pick on it and then smaller teeth. And I also use a rat tail comb. Rat tail combs are great for when you want to get a little bit more definition in a part, or you're trying to get, at certain fibers. They're really nice to use. And then you can just very gently use the combs, the teeth on that rat tail comb. So things to consider and keep in mind. You can get these at any beauty supply store or you know, places like Walmart, Target, any of your pharmacies. They have drugstores. You have these kind of things that are available. So other couple things that you want to get for yourself, get some T-pins. What are T-pins? T-pins look like this. They are a pin that looks like a T. They come in a couple different lengths, and what you do is you use them to hold your wig down. My battery died, so I had to start this again. T-pins, I think I went over that. So T-pins are a very good thing to get so that you can anchor your wig on your head form. Couple other things. Banana clips. And if you don't have something like this, you can always use things like small little hair clips like that. You get to use those. Or even a big one if you have a lot of hair on the wig and you want to get it out of place, out of the way. So those are things that you go. Also, a small scissor that you can, if you want to cut bangs or something into your wig, you have a nice small scissor that you can easily manipulate and maneuver. Bigger ones are harder to work with, so you want something small. And I don't remember where I got these, but they're great because if you want to do any cutting for bangs or just even shaping around your face, small scissors, perfect to use. A couple other things would be things like I said, conditioners. This Renew and Repair is such a great product. It helps to condition your wig. Detangler is nice because it gets tangles out. It also helps to condition the wig. And another great solution is always just water. Water in a bottle is perfect because it can't harm the wig. And something that you can do is just carry something like this around in your purse. Nice, easy, simple spritz, and you can get flyaways to go and keep them in place and have a little bit more control of your wig. So anyway, let's take and do a little styling with Ainsley here so that you can see what we can do with her. So the first thing, I'm going to get her in front of here so you can see. I've actually owned this wig for quite a while, but I've never really done any styling to her because I didn't really care to. I like the style just as is. But here I am, I'm wearing her in Harlow Blonde. And the other color that I have to show you today is Chocolate Strawberry, which I showed you in Vaughn. Now she's pretty much brand new. I just took her out of the package here and haven't really done any kind of styling with her yet. So we might do something showing you with one of the tools that I've recommended. So before we continue, let's do that. And one other color that's kind of fun is the Holographic Blonde Rooted. And she has the same similar rooting as Harlow Blonde, although this Harlow Blonde, I did modify her and put a little bit darker coloring into her root because she was very brassy in the roots like this, and I didn't care that much for the brassiness of her. So she's been modified just a tad, but I haven't gone and done any styling with her with an airbrush or any other tool. So, but you can get a general idea of this color and how fun she is. So let's put her back. And let's go to town with this one. Okay, so I'm going to use the airbrush and do a little work on these bangs. So I've got it set at 250 degrees. I'm going to use low, and I'm just going to pick up small areas of this and try and do some styling here. So we've turned it on. I'm going to let it warm up a little bit. See, I can feel that warm air. So I'm going to take just a little bit of hair. I'm going to heat that. Side a little bit on this side. You don't have to take a lot of hair when you're doing any styling. You want small sections. And I just want to pull this kind of off the face. I don't want it drooping and dragging down in my face. And I'm going to let that warm air and then I'm just going to kind of style it so that it's in the position that I want it in. Maybe down here on the bottom I'm going to bring her a little bit, cup her a little bit more. Again, just a little bit on the bangs. And I want to get them off my face. Now I'm not holding it for very long because I just want to heat that hair up. And I want to get it in that up and off and away from the face. You can see I've pulled her up and off the face, and I'm just going to let her cool for a little bit before I move on to another section. Now, this is where things like your banana clips come in really handy, because I don't want all this hair here. So I'm just gonna take my banana clip and pull it away. And you know, because I've already kind of pulled her off, and I'm gonna twist her a little bit. You know, put her in with that other hair. So I'm gonna take another little section here. And it doesn't have to be a very big section. As you can see, it's not a very big section. Let's turn her back on. My aim here is just to get this off of my face. Not necessarily curling it, but just getting it lifted off my face. And here's where some of your little clips come into play. They work really great for things like that. We're just going to take one more little section, and I'm doing this up in the area where the bangs are. I'm not doing this down on the sides and pulling them out, although you could. Ainsley has plenty of permatease in her base, so you don't have to worry about getting lift up here in the top and the back. And then she's a little bit more soft and closer to your head on the sides, but she's got a bit of permatease up here, so you do have lift up on top. Let's get that. And let's just get that back. And we're gonna let that cool just that way. And then the other side, and let me see, I got a couple more of these little clips, I think. Oh, I got one in my hair. So we're gonna take and do that again. And just get that hair in the front. You could even, I suppose, use the brush and brush it back. Like I said, it's kind of experimentation. I'm never sure what's going to work. I just know a few things that do work for me so far that I've tried, but I'm always willing to try new things and different things because why not? It's a wig. If you don't like it, you can always go back, straighten it out, change it, especially with these heat-friendly fibers. Just, you know, 20, 30 seconds, that's all you need. You don't need anything more than that. And then I'm just going to use one of these and draw her back and let that cool down. So we did that. Now, let's say I didn't want this so straight in the back because Ainsley is fairly straight back here. And let's say I wanted a little bit of a curl or something in there. You know, we could use our airbrush, but you're really not going to get your curl with something like the airbrush. So I think instead I'm going to use something like my curling iron. I had to plug it in. So I've got this set on 330. I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to let it heat up so that I don't want to burn the wig. And because I'm using my curling iron, I'm going to just give this a little bit of a spray so that I have some moisture in my hair. Where I live, it gets really dry in the wintertime, and so you want to moisturize your wig a lot. It's just like moisturizing your skin, moisturizing your hair if you had hair, or you know, if you still do, you use moisturizers and conditioners on your hair, especially in the wintertime, because it gets so dry and so brittle so easily. This is hot enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little section back here and I'm just going to do a quick roll. And again, you know, it's all kind of experimentation. It's not an exact science. And I'm not a hairdresser, so I just kind of do what kind of comes naturally for me, and I just try different things out. That's the fun thing about owning a wig, is that you can try different things. I'm gonna go down here to these hairs underneath. Just kind of pull that out, let it kind of cool in its place. Ainsley is a really cute wig though. I mean, she's just this cute, straight, long bob type of cut. And I know that there are others that have, turn this off, that have they've cut bangs into Ainsley, and it's really cute on them. I just, like Kathleen Ryan, I just love the things that she does, and she just has a way with wigs and makes them look so darling. Okay, so here we've done this, and you can see already that that hair is pulled back and it's happier. I guess that's how I call it. It's happier. And we've just done a little bit of poofing in these back layers. Just got to let them cool. So in the meantime, let me show you the construction of this cap. I'm going to show you on the holographic blonde because it's a lighter cap inside, and that enables you to see it better. So the inside construction is your standard rose lace type of top. This is where the permatease lives, and is again, it's not a ton, but it's a significant amount. So you get that height that you want with this wig. She has the open wefted construction with the nice soft medical lace on both sides and down that center back. She has moleskin at the ear tabs and just a soft band at the front of the cap. There's no lace front on this. There are no mono parts or mono tops to this. Then another moleskin nape here with the bra strap type clip type of adjusters. I generally have to adjust in fairly tight because my head is a little smaller, and that way it fits me a little bit better. However, I could take wefts out if I wanted to. I have not done that. I haven't modified my wigs that way. If you have a larger head, this is going to fit you pretty well because just the fact that it does have a lot of give and a lot of room to it. And it is for a medium, I'm going to say a medium to large head, and you can cinch it down for somebody like me with a smaller head. But all in all, you know, just cute, straight. It is a shattered kind of cut. The ends are what I called shattered ends because it's almost like they went through and did razor cutting on the ends. You don't have that blunt type of cut to it. This one happens to have a light, I call it kind of a brassy blonde rooting to it. Same with this one here, although what I did to modify this was, and let me put this back. What I did was I took some Sharpie, a brown Sharpie marker. I also got myself this one called Top Notch. It's a paint marker. And what I did was I just went through my base at where I have what I would consider my part. And I just penned in just a little bit here, and I did a little bit at the front hairline. I did not do it. I did not extend it through the rest of the cap, as I think you can see here. But it's enough so that I'm comfortable with that, and I'm comfortable more with the color because I do wear cooler tones a little bit better than warmer tones. Although I do really like the chocolate strawberry, which is, I want to say she's kind of an ashy brown. And then she has, of course, those warm highlights, warm strawberry in here. And even some pale ashier toned blonde highlights, and it's just a beautiful blend of colors that you can see throughout this wig. She is really pretty. So I have some work to do with her to give her a little bit of, I'm going to again start with finger styling, because that's the way I always start out with my wigs. And if I can't achieve what I want with that, then I'm going to try things like heat tools and see what happens with that. So I'm going to go put her on so that you can see the result of what we got here. I'll be right back. Okay, so we've put her on, and that little bit of, just pulled it up, as you can see. They've just pulled it up and off. And that's what I like about some of, experimentation with your wigs. As far as the back goes, just a little bit more rounded back there. And I have a little bit different look here. Now, again, because you can take things and like move your part, think about this. I can take my rat tail comb, and I usually go from back to front, and I can change that part, use my fingers, and we just do that very gently. And I have a different look because I've parted it differently. She's such a pretty wig, such a pretty color too. This Moonlit Orchid is one of my favorite colors. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more styling, and that's gonna be on this chocolate covered strawberry that I just got. I really love the color again. She's so pretty, but these bangs really just flop down in my face. So I want to rectify that. And so what I'm gonna do here, let me show you. I've made sure that this is where I want her parted. When I first got her, she kind of had a part on the right, and I like parting my hair on the left. So I moved that over to the left side here, but she really, really gets in my face. And there's some of these strands that are just, there's, I don't know, they're rogue, I guess you could say. And so I want to make sure that I get them up and away from my face. So I'm gonna try a little steaming here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to literally put this up in a position that I want it in using my banana clips, so that I can make sure that I've got that hairline the way I want it, and I got those kind of rogue hairs the way I want them. And my steam is almost ready. So I've used my banana clips, and not quite ready yet. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of steam at that front hairline. As you can see, I'm not real close, just enough that that warm steam is hitting those hairs. Now, the other thing I kind of want to do is flatten her up just a little on top. So I'm going to apply a little bit of steam up there, and I'm going to hold my hand there. Turn that off. And then we need to let this all cool down, because we want that to stay basically in place. We don't want it moving around. So that'll take a little bit of time. And once she's all cooled off and done, I'll put her on so you can see what she looks like. Okay, so here is Ainsley in chocolate covered strawberry with just that little bit of steam that I did on this bang area, which seems to help a little bit and hold it in place a little bit more. I've done a little bit deeper part also on it so that you can see it sweeps a little bit more over the side of my face, and that's why I wanted to do that. Now, can probably use some hairspray to hold this in place. I'm gonna just do a quick, because what I wanted to do was show that strawberry highlighting up at the front of my face. Not too bad. So styling your wig is fun to do, but again, it is an experimental type of process. You never quite know what you're going to get with it. All you can do is have a general idea of what you want to do and how you're going to approach it. I've showed you that you can just finger style, and this takes actually a while to do. It's not like, you know, it just happens, you know, within a few minutes. It took me about a week to get her to settle down, and that finger styling that I just kept doing every time I put her on. Or you can do things like steam, or you can use things like an airbrush and or a curling iron. So you have various tools that you can use to style your wig. And remember, you can get this cute style Ainsley in all the colors that I showed you, along with a number of others that are available, all at HairKittyKitty.com. I will have a link in the description below that you can follow, and if you click on that link, you will automatically get 30% off of your purchase if you decide to purchase Ainsley in one of these cute colors. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell for more wig reviews, tips, and tricks that I will be sending your way. Until the next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks again for watching.